All right, here we are, and I guess I should start off with this is a video that is going in two places. This is a video that's being submitted for my first C Sharp assignment, but also going to be uploaded to YouTube since I'm just uploading videos of all my assignments, so I can basically just pick and choose which ones are going to go on my portfolio. So, I have a video on this. I'm really proud of this assignment, did well in the video, that sort of thing. This is probably not going to be one of those videos because this is the very first assignment in C Sharp, but nonetheless. And because of that, you may notice I have face cam. I just wanted to try something new and, add a little, what's the word, personality to these things. So yeah, I'll get right into it. So we had to, this one is, it's the first assignment. It's basically introduction to C Sharp. And we had to do abstract classes. So I'll just show it off first, and then I'll show it running, and then I'll get into some of the other stuff as well. So here's what is being inherited from. So animal. It has setters and getters for its x's, or yeah, x's and y's. X, dx, that sort of thing. A bit different from Java. I'll get into the five differences at the end. There's more than five differences, but I'll explain that later. And then our two abstract methods, which we had to have a move and get voice, and I'll show how those are used. So dog is the first one that I made. I made them in order. See, it inherits from animal, and it constructs with the default. So for dog, it had to be uh, XY were 2, DX, DY were 2, and then the voice was, bark. It's a dog. And then for move, I just decided, it mentioned directions, but every animal could move in any direction, so I just decided to do it this way, where this method takes a direction, and then that's how it adds or subtracts to the X and Y. And then I have set DX, DY, and there's a limit on these, so they can be greater than 4 for dog, and then get voice just returns the voice. The maybe I'm kind of interpreting this incorrectly. I don't know if that's even like it's programming. Uh, there might not be any wrong way to interpret it in this case anyway. But as you can see here, uh, these specifically the abstract methods are actually the same across all the animals. Well, actually no, no, way, yeah, because the DX and DY ones are different because there's different limits. So I guess I could have made those abstract methods, but I was trying to stick to the instructions of the assignment also, like I said, I added the direction. But yeah, that's if I do have to change that, I'll go back and change it, a pretty easy fix. Or I guess not technically a fix, but a change. And then here's Superdog, you can see crypto. You're cool if you get that reference. Or very not cool if that's how you think of it. And then chicken, which see element chicken can only have dx of 3, which speed, and see add speed to xy. And then if I show it, or I guess I'll show the main, and then there's not really this is just a terminal program to actually use all of that. So it just has different options, just as a easy way to get everything done. So if I run it here, let's see, I'll just do let's do super dog, I guess. So let's hear that voice. See, chose that super dog, then move. So it's gonna add this to what's already there. So it's 10, or it's gonna subtract. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll do down, so it'll subtract, and yeah, yeah, that's what it's supposed to do. I was just making sure because it's dx dy is 10, so we put down, it subtracts from it. So if I do it again, it should be negative 10. move. Let's do or down, just -10. And the only thing I guess I didn't test in here was the sets with the limits, but didn't really feel need to do that since they were just wanted to test the different animals. So if I do dog, it should be what dog was 4. If I do move, and I'll this time I'll go up, so it should be 8. No, dog was 2. Yeah, dog was 2, so add 2 to 2. That's 4. I can math. But yeah, that's it. Just introduction to C sharp, and then also two other things I guess that were part of it is differences between C sharp and Java. So I put them as a comment in here. So inheritance uses a semicolon between the subclasses and superclass instead of a keyword. See there. Overriding methods uses a keyword instead of an annotation. So, or if we go to dog, see you have to use the override keyword instead of an annotation above. C sharp has built-in setters and getters, but Java doesn't. So or it has these. Pretty handy. I really like that. Then the methods in C sharp use Pascal case as a convention, but Java uses camel case. So that means the first Pascal case, I actually kind of show it here. Pascal case, every word is capitalized and there's no spaces, whereas camel case, every word except for the first word is capitalized. So if I guess I'll just test here. If I do, see here, I kind of messed up the convention. It still works, but I messed up the convention a little bit because it should be more like this where it's move. I was just so used to Java that I didn't even notice that at first. It's probably giving me, yeah, naming rule violation. See, it's even telling me there. And then in Java, string is capital, which means it's an object, whereas in C sharp it's lowercase, which means it's a primitive data type. So that's a whole rabbit hole. I won't explain that in detail, but int in every language, I'm pretty sure, int, double, float, basically all of the number variables and char, so one character uh, variables are all primitive, and string, it depends on the language because, string is an array of characters and an array is not a primitive data type. But anyway, last thing is that we had to for all our assignments we have to upload them to GitHub, which uh, I'm a fan of. But we had to use branching for this one, and part of it was just to show that we used branching. Well, we didn't have to for this first one, but by the sounds of it, we will for all of our other assignments. So I'll kind of show how I did it, and I'll show in the terminal here. So if you can see, what I did is I pulled from our main repo. So we have a repo that we can use that has a bunch of examples for some of the assignments, mostly just examples in general. Some are like more specific. And so what I did, this is that repo. This is in that repo. And then I made a separate branch. You can see Jeremy branch. Uh, and then that's, so I'm on that branch. And when I push to, or when I make any changes, obviously it's in the branch because that's how branches work. But when I push, it pushes to a separate repo. See, it's target repo here. That's just what I named it. But it's just a completely separate repo, and I thought that was kind of a smart way to do it. We're not supposed to push pull from the original, so separate branch which pushes to a different repo. But yeah, that's about it for this. I think I covered everything, and if I didn't, well, I'll fix it. See you next time.